I once got a comment, like a compliment, that you are drawing like a man. I don't even know what this means.
Hi, I'm illustrator Bett Norris and it's International Women's Day, so I'm going to be drawing Yayoi Kusama.
Walsh.
Leonora Carrington.
Alexandra Exter.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Starting with a sketch, and then I build up each different element, so like the hair, the face, any clothing in layers. So I think one of the reasons I chose Kusama is because she's incredibly inspirational. She's 92 and she's already still producing work. I think that's an incredible feat in itself.
Leonora Carrington is a British-born surrealist painter. I stumbled upon her and I just fell in love with her work. I love her symbolism. I love her magical hybrid people-animal creatures.
Walsh, singer, songwriter, and poet from Argentina. She was an inspiration for a lot of generations. She was fighting for female rights since a long time ago. For today's portrait, I'm gonna use Procreate. And because I'm not a realistic artist, I don't care if the portrait doesn't look like her in a realistic way. I'm just trying to catch her essence. The way she talks and the way she used to express herself, it's engraved inside my creative DNA.
Alexandra Exter, Ukrainian-French avant-garde artist who lived most of her life in Kyiv. She's a kind of inventor of Art Deco. Real art, like many other things, was considered more like a man's thing.
She's overcome so much adversity. Her mum forbade her from doing art and said she had to grow up and get married. And she basically kind of escaped Japan, travelled to America, which is an incredibly sort of brave thing to do. She's never kind of given up. I think it's really important to mark International Women's Day. And I'm really encouraged by the younger generation in terms of activism in general. That gives me a lot of hope.
I just love the combo of different materials and I like the texture that colored pencil brings.
I find that it's very interesting when you don't use realistic colors, naturalistic colors. And because I always ask myself, how can this be more weird when I finish a drawing? I'm gonna ask that now. And I think I wanna add some rays of light coming out of her eyes, like this flashlight that brightens my path. I think I wanna add some little quote that unites my work with hers.
The Princess of Polka Dots. You know, she uses a lot of pattern in her work, which is really nice. She uses these bright colours, which I think is good for engaging people. And I think that's one of the things her work does really well.
The color palette I choose is inspired by her artworks. And I want to add some geometrical shapes and some geometrical approach to the image and try to create really powerful composition because I believe she was a really powerful woman.
So there you have it. There's my portrait of Leonora Carrington.
This is my portrait of Walsh.
So now I have my final illustration of Alexandra Exter.
I've just created this piece of Kusama Yayoi. I feel pretty happy with it. Women should carry on celebrating the accomplishments while also focusing on what we can do better in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel.
And thank you so much for joining me in her story.